Dr. Julius Bautista from the National University of Singapore is right next to me on my left, and on the other side of Dr. Julius is Kevin Punzalan from the Nanyang Technological University. All right, gentlemen, you want to ask the first question, Melissa?
Sure. Now, first indications of where the presidential race is going, do you think with a quick collation from the automated voting system as well as some of the glitches that were talked about today, do you think that might blunt criticism of it or encourage only more criticism?
Well, I believe that it won't blunt criticism, but one improvement that the automated election system has provided is that whereas traditional political operators used to take advantage of the manual system to shave and pad votes, with these automated systems, they've now had to focus exclusively on the voters. And this is why the importance of the military and the police has become increasingly apparent here in these elections. That's why they need to be there at the polling places, they need to be visible, and they need to be, most importantly, impartial.
I agree. The specter of intimidation and electoral violence has not been eradicated by the automation of the electoral system. We see that already in Maguindanao, where violence and intimidation are still a feature of the political landscape. A cynical interpretation might be that because the polls are now automated, it has actually encouraged those who seek to disenfranchise the voters to actually resort to more violent means, with the knowledge that they can't tamper with the actual counting of the votes. So while automation does address some problems with the counting, it certainly did not address some problems, some other problems associated with the electoral system in the Philippines.
But do you agree, though, that the automated system actually made this year's elections a lot more exciting for a lot of Filipino citizens, especially if we get to know the leaders by tonight?
Yes. I believe that some or many Filipinos had actually turned out to the elections, and one of the reasons was that they were actually excited by the prospect of voting in this new system.
Especially for overseas voters who've been using these machines for the first time. The process here in Singapore, for example, was exceedingly efficient. I was pleasantly surprised. It took me no more than 10 minutes to get my vote processed, and that was a good thing. It was an improvement.
Yeah, but with the efficiency of the automated system, like you say, it throws into relief this huge issue the Philippines has to deal with, perhaps before the next election comes around, which is the issue of political violence.
Well, the issue there is it's not just a question of for example, disarmament of private armies. It's not a simple matter of taking away these weapons. Rather, it's a question of actually eradicating the circumstances by which those kinds of things are actually necessary. A lot of that has to do with poverty. A lot of that has to do with the fact that the spoils of electoral positions in the Philippines is very, very lucrative. So until some way can be found to address those wider structural and institutional issues, I'm afraid political violence will still be a feature of the Filipino electoral landscape in spite of automation.
Okay, let's hold it there for a moment, because political violence, of course, being our topic of the moment right now, it was everywhere today. So let's take a look at some of the events that happened earlier this Monday.
Pre-election violence is not unusual in the Philippines.